And the rupee has seen yet another day of decline coming in. The domestic equity markets weighed on the Indian currency that shut shop 0.25% on the lower side at 63.57 on your screens there. Well, we have seen concerns coming in from the global markets as well, where the dollar index has continued to trade at those 9-year highs, and most of the other high-yielding and Asian currencies were under pressure. Let's get on board then Pramit Brahmbhatt, who is CEO, Veracity Financial Services, and he joins us for this leg of the show. Pramit, hi, good to see you. What's your sense really coming in for the kind of moves that we have seen coming in for the Indian markets? We have seen pressure building up because of the way Indian equities are reacting, the way crude is doing. How will you look at all of that now impacting rupee going forward?
I think what we have seen is the effect coming from the global market. There is a correction was expected in the equity market, and now we have seen that coming in. So it's more from the global cues rather than the Indian market. But I think that dollar is reaching an overbought situation in the global market. Maybe by end of this week, we may see some sort of correction coming in the global currencies, and that can be reflected in the rupee. Rupee has defended 63.80 pretty well, so we can see that it can weaken up to that level, but overall it seems that under the control.
So Pramit, what's your sense going ahead? How would you look at the rupee? Because we are trading in a range. We haven't broken either side yet.
I think 63.80, as I said, is playing a strong resistance for the dollar. Beyond that, we may see rupees trading 64.20 and above level, but right now I think the 63.80 is a crucial level to watch for on the upside.
Pramit, also what's your sense coming in from other currencies like a euro, Canadian dollar? All of them are trading at a multi-year lows right now.
I think the euro has already touched 1.18, which was lowest since last 8 to 9 years. So I think that level is going to get some support. We may see a bounce back coming from here, but that will be temporary, because looking at the Greece crisis and the euro deflation issues, I don't see the euro has got a much room to go up. Whatever we'll see will be kind of a correction for the further downside. But there are speculation that Greece may leave euro, and if that happens, then that will be a good news for euro. But it's just speculation, as we have seen this sort of speculation coming up earlier as well. But I don't see that the euro has a good run in 2015.
Sure. Vijay, what's your sense? The global cues are weak, the Indian equity markets were slumping, and that clearly is taking rupee down.
Absolutely, Manisha. I've been talking about how the USD INR in the prompt month futures on the currency derivative segment on the NSE was unlikely to go below the 63.30. You know, remember the futures traded a premium to the spot market. And at the same time, I talked about 63.90, 63.95 kind of a resistance on the upside, if you may, on the USD INR. I was watching the screen today, and the bulls were unable to kind of convincingly take the USD INR prompt month futures above the 63.90 levels and making it stick above that threshold. So in the coming 1 or 2 trading sessions, I'll watch this threshold fairly keenly. If at all the USD INR starts to trade sustainably above the 63.90, 63.95 kind of levels, the probability then opens up for 64.40. And as we speak, the support of 63.35 remains a fairly bankable one in the futures segment.
All right, that's the view really coming in for the currency space then. Thank you so much, Pramit and Vijay, for joining us with your sense on this sector. And with that, completely out of time on hot commodities. Thank you for watching.